Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our nearly friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. Yay, a brand new day. Hopefully it's not a bad day where you are. I've been lucky. I live in Shelton, Washington, and even though the Pacific Northwest was a part of that huge, horrible heat dome that brought temperatures up horrifically, as soon as it broke, and it did about a week and some ago, as soon as it broke, even though a lot of places are still suffering now, it's been not bad here. Occasionally, into the 90s, but low 90s and nothing compared to what it was. So it's been kind of cool here, so thumbs up on that. Definitely a good thing. Also, just as a real quick, I have thought about this even when it was happening, but I did not know. I still don't. I only have suspicions. But taking a look at the asymptomatic Covfefe bug issues you have if you get the Delta variant, symptoms are different. More of an upper respiratory. And it affects your sinuses a lot of aches and pains. Yeah, I was having a lot of that. So I suspect, and I've talked it down at the time, but yeah, I suspect that my housemates, who don't take this whole thing all very seriously, came into contact with and became infected by the Delta variant. Brought it into my home. So no matter what else I did, it was here. And then I got it from them, which is exactly the classical thing that is the problem and the issue with people not taking it seriously. You may be young. You may have an immune system that doesn't really get affected by it. But you bring it into your home where more vulnerable people are, and I'm pretty healthy for my age and my physical conditions and the things that I can do with my life. I'm moderately healthy that way. Moderately. I am older. I'm turning 59 this year, and I've outlived a lot of people, even those that were born after I was. And so, yeah, I'm older. My immune system is, as good as it can be for my age and what my life is. But it's older. And yeah, so I should have been hospitalized. I really was that close. I was that sick. So, yay, no matter what I did, because I did not treat the inside of my home as if it were the same as the outside of my home, wearing a mask at all times, washing my hands, staying away. So, yay. But I'm alive, and last night I took some antihistamines before I went to bed. I still had a little bit of anxiety that woke me up and kept me from going back to sleep. I tried both sides, left and right. I was still having some mild anxiety. I got up, shoved one drawer underneath the left upper side of my bed mattress so that not exactly where I was laying, but more off to the side, it was raised up. And that was enough. That did the job. That small hill that I was able to be slightly raised up on was enough to bring my anxiety down, and I did fine after that, was able to sleep, and it was good. So I still have allergies. I'm affected by the pollen. My lungs aren't wonderful. They're doing as good as they can, and I try to be as nice to them as I can, but I do vape cannabis products. I smoke cannabis bud when I can, so I use my lungs to do things, and yeah, they cause damage. My lungs are really, really in good shape for their age and all this and what I do, because I smoked some as a child, a teen, way back when. That's what you did, and even younger at some point. But it's only been a few years that I've been doing this, so there's hopefully not a whole lot of damage. And again, I am older, and I have a lot of issues like fibromyalgia and nerve damage, such, so yay. Yay. Also, though, one of the things I wanted to talk about was from a comment, and I've talked about this spread out, and so I'm hoping to say some things about it now to kind of condense it down. But it was a comment about how I seem to be just much more, happy producing for myself, going out and just making things that work for me and not for the rest of the world. That has taken decades, but I've come to understandings on things. When I was younger, one of my major goals was to be a paid published author by the time I was 25. But I did not know until this year that I have pretty severe ADHD that has gotten much more difficult to deal with as I've gotten older. I did not reach my goal because I was a practicing alcoholic at a very young age, trying to escape trauma from when I was younger. I quickly was just consumed my whole life with drinking and less with anything else. And so as I was in the Air Force, before I was even 23 years old when I got out, I had come to the conclusion that because of my alcoholism and such, I was not going to be able to write well. One of the things that I did not know about at the time, and only realized looking back, was I was able to create and function during a functional window of drunkenness, when it would slow down my ADHD enough that I could be creative. And as long as my consciousness was in that window, there was, I'm drinking, I'm getting there, but then there's that window of useful drunkenness. And as long as I'm there, I'm good. But once I pass out of that range, I'm too drunk to be able to do anything, and then you start reaching blackout stage and you go from there. During the time that I was in that window, I could get writing done. But because of my drinking and its acceleration, because of my growing alcoholism and availability to alcohol, my time in that window would go from just a quick, a slow ride through it, and I could get things done, to whoosh, to zoom, to no time to even get anything done. During that period that I can do things, I'm busy getting drunker. So I spent up until the year 2000 drinking. And that window, soon, because of my alcoholism, I reached the point before my end stage where I was shaking before I could get alcohol. I would end my shift at work before I had to quit because of my drinking, shaking, where I couldn't do anything. And then I would get home and I would have to literally crawl into my room, shaking uncontrollably. I had to put a straw inside of a can of beer, and I had to bring that can up to my face as best as I could so I could get hold of the straw and drink some beer so that the shakes would stop. By the time the shakes had stopped, I had long passed through and said goodbye to that window of useful drunkenness. I was never able to do anything at all, even halfway constructive, through most of my alcoholism. And finally, I went in for rehab. It took a couple of them, but I finally made it to a behavioral place where I could work on my issues instead of having the counselors yell at me because I'll never get sober if I don't accept Jesus. So I finally got to a behavioral place where I was able to get the help that I needed, and I have been sober since. I have fallen in those times, especially after my wife died. But the shame is not in falling, the shame is in not getting back up. I have always gotten back up. After that, though, not knowing that I had ADHD, I was still unable to write. I tried, but after so long of not having a voice, just decades of not writing, except for small, tiny things here and there when I could. So I've gotten used to the idea of not being the person that I was hoping to be young. And with further understanding of just life and the universe and people, and we don't leave, I have to keep checking my time over there, we don't leave any marks on this world in any permanent way. If I want to be a writer, my writing is only going to be available as long as if it was through a publisher, that they publish it, that you can find things in used bookstores, or it's available online. But past that, you're not going to last long. I know of a lot of names that I grew up reading that you don't see anymore, ever. And you'd think with the all this now, self-publishing online, there's such a flood that there's no curation. People have to find you, and the odds of being found in the midst of the crowd are very low. So there's a lot of stuff and a lot of reasons that why things just don't matter that way. You're not going to make a mark on the world. I really like that one poem that I can only remember, parts of it, and even that is paraphrased, where the person finds the statue where this king was bragging to the world about the might and power of the city that they had made, the areas that they had conquered, the wonders that their city was filled with. Look upon my works, ye mighty, and despair, because you'll never be as powerful as Ozymandias. But the thing is, the statue was just 2 legs, the words barely readable, and the kingdom and all of those works gone, and it's just a desert. Nothing that we do is going to leave a mark on the world. There is no permanent mark. Even if we destroy this world the way we're doing, and there is no life and just wreckage, in time it is gone. In 1 billion years there will be no life left on this planet, because our sun will have expanded and burned away everything. What mark will we make on the universe? Things are expanding. We will likely never ever leave our star system. If we did, it would only be a fraction of the galaxy we would ever be able to explore. And then, what even point that? Every star that we see in the universe has already been created. There is no more creation. There is this expansion, and eventually, in time, our universe will fade and there'll be nothing left. We leave no marks. But at the same time, the things we do are important because of our impacts on other people. We impact other people with everything we do. That's the important part. That's the important mark you make on life. Now, part of this I also realize is I am becoming more minimalistic as I get older, but part of it is, yes, just trying to get used to realities. I am on a limited income. Unless I make any more money on YouTube, the odds of I ever making any money to get better or even stay at the level I'm at now are very poor to minimal to none. So I don't look for and hope to get things because I'm not going to be able to afford them. So if I know I'm not ever going to get these things, I don't hope for these things. So I live a minimalist life that way. I don't hope for stuff because I'm not going to be able to get it. If I did have a PlayStation 5, their pricing the games at $70 now. $70. I need that $70. I can't afford to put $70 into one game, so minimalist, I'm not hoping for, not planning, not expecting. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. And I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people for having left me a comment. I'm not reading the comments right now. I'm going to read them afterward. Thumbs up each one. I do answer as many as I can. Thumbs up for that. If I mispronounce a username, I'm sorry. An American English speaker. And even though I can't American Sign Language, I use cannabis for pain control. And there is a short-term memory issue with cannabis use. So there is Rob, thumbs up and thank you. Robin Nor, Knorr, thumbs up. Huevos God, thumbs up and thank you. A symbol and then Gmo and thumbs up, thank you. Ice Damon, greatly appreciated. Confused Owl, thumbs up and thank you much. We have Euclid Darkness, thumbs up. Faeriey, thumbs up and thank you very, very much. And Zach Goodrich, greatly appreciated. There is Tanky's Brick Films, thumbs up and thank you much. I'm going to have to cough. We have Mike Ya Boy, greatly appreciated. We have Ed Barrows, thumbs up. River Storm, Lagran Mariachi, I'm not sure, but thank you very, very much. We have Core, thumbs up and thank you. There is a large capital C, greatly appreciated. Andrew Turner, thumbs up and thank you. There is I Take Acid with ASID instead, thumbs up, thank you much. There's Floramu, thank you very, very much. There's Vision Media, greatly appreciated. We have Victoria Turner, thumbs up, and Richard Thoreau, greatly appreciated. And 21 people, thumbs up and thank you, each and every one of you. You get me out of my head and into the world and dealing with real people, and it is appreciated to no end. If you could check out my various links down below. Oh, my voice, I'm going to be coughing again soon. My various links down below. I have Twitter, Facebook, Patreon.com. And if you could become a Patreon.com patron, like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be beautiful and awesome. And if you'd like to help me out financially without sending money through the patronage, I have a PayPal link down below. If you'd like to help me out without sending money at all, I have an Amazon wishlist link. That would be cool if you could check it out. But do not feel obligated, and I do not feel entitled. And if you cannot donate, or you simply do not donate, I do take all good wishes and I deposit them on the bank of my heart, where I draw interest. So thank you very much. And if you could toss me a like, I appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. Definite thumbs up, and of course, if you could hit the notification bell on the subscription button, that would be very cool. Thumbs up and thank you for that. So yes, one of the big things to take away from this is if you are vaxxed, please still be careful. The Delta variant is not stopped as much as we would like by the vax. So joy. But if you have to go out, wash your hands, maintain your social distancing, wear a mask, try not to touch your face, get a vaccine if you can. It is a good idea. But past that, just take care, and yes, be as creative as you can. You do not have to monetize your passions. Your interests, hobbies, desires, and passions for life are okay if they're just yours. If you just want to share them with others, you don't have to. Do it for you. You take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is a very good thing.